Tanzania. But I've seen some of our colleagues from Nigeria. I've seen a colleague of ours from Gabon in Libreville. So this is really a fantastic meeting. And the real goal behind our business is to change this continent, to change the life of the people who are joining the business in terms of health, wealth, and happiness. So I want to, if you give me a minute, to share the screen with you. Yeah, so what is our mission? Our mission is very, very simple. Our mission is to make the world a healthier and a happier place. And that means a number of things. One, that it starts with you. Number two is that we, through the products and the business model, we help you to generate additional income, which can become considerable, but also to help you have a better health. That is really what our mission is. So Betty and I started this business in 1996 on the 19th of March. And the reason we started the business was very, very simple. We wanted to make additional income. When we came to South Africa, I came to study, but also to work. But after I finished my postgraduate course, there was not an increase, not a single cent of increase in my salary. And that got me frustrated because I had spent an additional $4,000 doing my postgraduate course and also 2 additional years because the path that I knew for becoming successful was more education. And so when that did not translate to more money, we started thinking of doing other things to increase our income, because when a man and a woman gets together, there's natural expansion, children come along, and as children come along, the cost, your cost of living goes up, or your needs for the family. And if your salary is not keeping up with your needs, you're going backwards. 2 other things that I actually realized earlier on is that 2 things eat your income or your salary. One is called progressive income tax. The more money you earn, the higher tax you pay. Number 2, something called inflation. It means that if I have $2 today, what I'll buy with it next year will be less goods. So those 2 things really bothered me and bothered us. So that's when we decided to look at a way to earn extra money. And by God's grace, a friend of Betty called her and asked her if she'd like to start a business that she can run from home. That's how we got started in the business. And it's been a great adventure. It's been a great blessing for our business. And we have, I would say we have changed the lives quite a number of people in the African continent. So if you're a guest, just pay attention to what we are going to discuss today. And to start us off is, I want to share with you I think there are 4 major ways that people use to generate income. The first is called a job. A job is when you work for somebody else, and at the end of 30 days, they pay you a salary. And a job is good because it puts bread on the table. It ensures that you have a roof over your head. But because there's no security in a job anymore, it's not easy. It's very unsafe to depend on a job. There's also a lot of internal politics in the job situation. The second way that people use to generate income is called self-employment. This is when you get your life savings, you mortgage your house, you borrow money to start a business to provide a product or a service to the public. Now, self-employment is good because the harder you work, the more income you get. But it also has its drawback in that when you fall sick or when you want to go for leave or attend to family issues, unless you find somebody who understands what you're doing, to somebody whom you trust, then your business doesn't generate any income. So people who are self-employed, although they work hard and they can earn more money, the business depends on their physical presence. And that is the challenge that people who are self-employed have. It means their business actually owns them, because if you're absent from where the business is conducted, the business, or they don't generate any income. The third way that people use to generate income are called big businesses. These are people who invest huge capital. They have lots of employees and equipment. But you see, with a lot of employees and equipment, you also have a lot of labor issues. In fact, there are separate departments called human resource departments. And if you're in a country like South Africa, where the labor union is very strong, If you're a big business, you have a big challenge with the unions. The fourth way that people use to generate income is called investment. This is when you have money which is over and above what you need daily for your living, and you invest in an instrument or in a business that gives you a return on your investment. Require two things. One, knowledge and the skill of investing. If you don't have this, you get somebody who is more skilled to invest the money on your behalf. The question is this: is there a business, is there a system that is ideal for building wealth? I think there is, and it needs to have the following 7 criteria or seven elements. One, you need very low capital to start the business. In our business, you need anything between 60 and 100 US dollars to start a global business. Number 2, you need to get involved in distribution of goods and services. Why? Because that is what people actually need. If you look at the most successful companies around the world, they are always involved in distribution of goods and services. Why? Because this is what people need. The third is you need to have a global reach. Your business should be able to reach a very large population of the world. Our company does business in 50 countries around the world. And in Africa, we're doing business in 14 countries. In fact, this afternoon, a friend of mine who lives in Burkina Faso expressed an interest in the business. And when I was checking the map, all those 4 countries next to Burkina Faso, Neolife is, our company is doing business there. Togo, Ghana, Benin Republic, and Cote d'Ivoire, all those countries are actually doing the business. So in Africa, we do business in 14 different countries. And the population base covered by this country is about 450 million people. So we have a very large population to satisfy with our products and services. The fourth element is leverage. Leverage simply means you find a way to multiply your time, your effort, so that you can increase your services to people, and your income doesn't depend on only what you do, but your income depends on what you do and the people you cooperate with to help you grow your business. In fact, leverage is one of the secrets of very successful people worldwide. Number 5, you need consumable, unique, high-quality products. Why? Because consumable products have a repeat sale. And this is one of the keys to a good business. You need a product that people buy and use and finish and replace every single month. Things like hair shampoos, things like hand and body lotion, skincare products, supplements, soap. Soap is not very romantic, but it makes very good business sense. The 6th element, you need a business system. A business system simply means that you find a way to run your business so that you, as the owner of the business, doesn't have to be present where a business is built. A system is a series of tools, procedures, equipment that enables your business to run without the owner of the business being there physically. If you look at the banks, let's say the Absa Bank, if you go to any Absa Bank in any country, the way they conduct the business is exactly the same. They use the same computer system. The procedures around the business is the same. The layout of each branch is almost the same. This is what is called a business system. I was reading something about the McDonald's franchise. The owner of McDonald's, Ray Kroc, was a paper cup salesman. And in 1954, he bought it is one restaurant at the beginning. He bought it from the McDonald brothers. And they spent 8 years perfecting the system. The last time I checked, McDonald's had 40,000 outlets around the world. And they're all run exactly the same way. This is what makes the business powerful, a business system. And the last one is timing. Timing is very critical in business, because if you start the business at the wrong time, or too early or too late, it doesn't gain traction, it doesn't penetrate the market. So what is this business that we want to discuss with you? What is network marketing? Network marketing is a system of distribution of goods and products, or goods and services, where you cut out the middleman between the manufacturer and the consumer. In between stands a distributor like myself, or Our guest, who I am waiting to hear his story once again, Mr. Isaac Ndungu, a very dear friend of ours, is that we are paid the money the company would have spent to advertise for the products, the money the company would have spent to pay wholesalers and retailers. So the savings the company makes is what is paid to distributors who advertise the products by word of mouth. That is simply what the business is. It's in fact, 6 or 7 months after I joined the business, I would still pinch myself, because the thinking behind this business is really something out of this world. It's a very well thought out business. We don't have wholesalers or retailers. We cut out the middleman. The products are explained to the customers directly. And in fact, if the company launches a product today, within 1 hour, over 100,000 or even 500,000 distributors or customers have heard about that product in great detail. That is what makes this business really, really marvelous. So we are paid for successfully referring customers to the products. The products are researched and developed on your behalf by the company. So although you're in business for yourself, but you're not by yourself. Why? Because Neolife is supporting you. Neolife has built infrastructure in 50 different countries to support your business. There are no qualifications required in the business except 3 things. 1, the desire to succeed. If you have the desire to succeed, you're going to be very successful. Number 2, you need to be teachable. And number 3, you need to work very hard. If you have these 3 things going for you, you're going to be very, very successful. And this business started as a result of the vision of one man, Jerry Brasfield. Jerry Brasfield started the business when he was 19 years old. As a teenager, he had very, very serious asthma, and his mother gave him natural remedies. And when his health improved, he decided I might as well share this idea with my people in my town where I live in. That is in a town called Porterville in California. But what has kept Neolife going all these years on the cutting edge of technology, manufacturing the best products in the categories in the world? 5 things. They're called corporate principles. Number 1, absolute honesty and integrity. We believe that we need to tell our customers the truth about our products and about our business. Number 2 is people are number 1. The most important element of our business is people. Why? Because these products are made for people. These products are made for distributors not only to use, but also to recommend their friends to use. So the most important resource we have is people. The 3rd element is products that work. Neolife has put together a group of scientists whose job is just to develop and research, develop, manufacture top quality products. So they put together a scientific board whose job is just to do just that, research. The 4th element is equal opportunity for everybody. Everybody who starts a business starts at exactly the same level, man or woman, old or young, 18 or 81, whatever color of your skin, wherever you come from, your background, we don't care. As long as you have a dream, you're willing to work hard and willing to learn, that is what will really be the measure of the success of your business. And the last one is you need to have a long-range vision. Think about it. Jerry Brasfield has started this company in 1958. That is 64 years ago. That's when Neolife started. So when you're starting this business, have a long-range vision, something that you build and your family can actually take over one day. If we've got people in the business where the business is in the 3rd generation. So think about long-term. The company started in 1958 in the USA. In South Africa, it came in 1971. Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, the East African countries, 96, 97. Then West Africa in the year 99 to 2000. That's when the company opened its doors in West Africa. If you're a guest, this company has come to your doorstep today. Now, why do people start the business? People start this business for so many different reasons. Each person has got their reason for starting the business. Betty and I started the business simply because we want to make an extra income. We wanted to supplement my salary as an engineer. So your reason could be different from somebody else. Some people start the business because they want a better life for their children, some because they want to buy dream homes or build good homes. Some start the business because they want to buy good cars. Some start the business because they want to have holiday homes or attend to holidays. Some start the business because they want to make extra money. And this extra money can become a lot of money. I think it's very important for us to know how to make money, because everything we do is affected by money. Money is not the most important thing, but I think it ranks somewhere with oxygen. If you don't have money, you can't do many things. You don't have a home, you can't buy food. There are lots of things that depend on us having money. And money has got three uses. One is a measure of wealth. Money is not wealth. It is a measure of wealth. Two, it is a store of wealth. And number three, it's a means of measuring the productions of goods and services, or an exchange of goods and services. That is really what money is. Some people start the business because they want to have healthier lifestyles. So you're going to partner with a company which is more than 60 years old, operates in 50 countries around the world, and is supported by the Scientific Advisory Board. The founder of this Scientific Advisory Board, Dr. Arthur Fast, passed away about 8 years ago, but he was a leading scientist and toxicologist in the world. So we've got a group of scientists who specialize in different scientific arenas: biochemistry, nutrition, manufacturing, herbal preparation, all sorts of things for human health. We have 4 ranges of products. Which are these ranges? The first is the home care range. It's called the Golden Home Care range. Products that we need to use to clean the bathroom, the kitchen, the toilet. Anything in your home that you need cleaning for, we've got the products for you. The second is the personal care range of products. Things like hair shampoos, hair conditioners, hand and body lotion. The third is the skincare organics, or the skincare products. The biggest organ in your body is your skin, so it makes sense to take good care of it. You need to cleanse and detoxify your skin. You need to balance and invigorate your skin. You need to activate and nourish it. And you need to protect the skin from damage. Okay? Rejuvenating the skin simply means you control the signs of aging. In fact, a good reflection, you can get a fairly good indication of somebody's health by just looking at their skin. The fourth range is, the last range is the health supplements. This is the highest selling range of our business because our greatest wealth is our health. Now, how does this business work? This business works when you get involved in what we call 3 daily success habits. Number 1, we use the products ourselves. We use the products for 2 reasons. 1, we support our own business. I mean, in any case, all of you who are attending this presentation, I am sure I use soap today. And you're going to use soap next month when it is finished. When it is finished, you go and buy some more. And you're going to use it in November, December, January. Every single month, you're going to use soap. And the other reason why we need to use the product ourselves is because we're supporting our own business. The people who are going to refer the products to want to know that we also believe in what we recommend. Now, because Neolife operates in over 50 countries around the world, the company decided to standardize the business by using the point value system. 100 PV or point value is equivalent to about $160 in monetary value. So the second thing we do is we share the business. What does that mean? It means we introduce other people to be promoters or users of the products like ourselves. In this example, let's say you've got 6 people you've introduced to the business. These 6 people plus yourselves have built a volume of 700 PV. You become a manager and your income is about $45. What is the next thing you do? The people you brought in, you teach them to do what you've just done, to introduce other people to be promoters and users of the products. Let's say the person in the top right corner introduces 2 people, and each of those two introduce two, they'll have built a 700 PV unit. Plus the other 6 gives you 1,300, and your income is about $90 a month. But that is just the beginning. So what we do is we teach all these people we brought in to duplicate of what we are doing. If you do that, 700 times 6 give you 4,002, plus 100 is 4,300 PV. Your income is about $580 to $700. Could be more, it could be less, depending on the volume of business that your team has generated. Not everybody is going to join your business. Some people will say, well, Pascal, I'm not interested in the business, but let me try your fantastic products. Those people become our customers, and we make a net profit from them of 20%. The third thing we do every day is called personal development. Personal development means that through the support system, training, support, personal development, you attend seminars, you attend training events, you attend conferences, conventions, you learn more about the business, about the products, how to become a business leader. And the more you build yourself, the more successful you become in the business. Now, there are some people who are not interested in just $500, $800, $700. They're interested in more. If you're interested in more money, just help the people you brought in to become directors like yourself. So if you help one more person become a director, you reach the level of Sapphire Director, your income is about $1,000. If you have 3 people become directors, your income is about $2,000. If you have 6 people become directors, your income goes to $5,000 plus. So at this level, I want to introduce one of our, we want to introduce a very dear friend of ours. He lives in Nairobi. He's a really, really dedicated leader in this business. His story is quite amazing. Mwalimu. Let me introduce Isaac Ndungu from Nairobi. Let me not steal the thunder from his story. Isaac?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much this evening. That's a wonderful presentation, Engineer Pascal. I really want to appreciate the way you have done the presentation. And by extension, being one of my mentors in this business, I really want to appreciate. And thank you very much for the way you've been so close to us. And I don't want to say COVID was good, but you came so strongly after COVID hit, and you have stuck with us, and we are really happy. Thank you very much, Engineer. For the guest, my name is, and our distributors, my name is Isaac Ndungu, and by profession, I'm a high school teacher. And I am married to Purity Wamuyu, and between us, we have 3 children. We have 2 boys and 1 girl. And I got introduced to this business 9 years ago. And actually, the person who introduced me is none other but my wife, because she had gone for a presentation, having been invited by a colleague lecturer. And then when she came over home, she told me, there's something I have seen, and we have to do that. Now, I asked her, did you really understand? And she told me, I did not really understand, but what we are going to do, we are going to join and understand along the way. So we started off the business. And I will never forget, one of the reasons why I really joined the business is that I wanted something different. As a teacher, because I was brought up and told to work very hard, in school that is. And I was told that I was promised that if I worked very hard, I would get very good grades and I would get a very good job. And that job would take care of me forever. And you know, I believed my teachers and my parents. So I worked very hard. I went to university. I was at Moi University in Kenya. There's a university called Moi University in Kenya, in Eldoret. And I graduated as a teacher to teach English and literature. And immediately after I graduated, I started teaching in Meru. That Meru is the is in the eastern part of Kenya. And I started teaching there, and I would teach, English and literature, but I was still feeling deep within me, I wasn't, it's like my dreams, I would never realize them. There was something in me that was telling me there was something bigger I was made for. However, I only did what was now present and what was best for me. And I continued teaching in Chogoria, Meru. And later on, I got a transfer to teach near Thika. Thika is my hometown. And I started teaching there as having been transferred there. And while I was there, that is when this business came. So I was in the staff room, employed by TSC. TSC is the body that employs teachers in Kenya. It is Teachers Service Commission. And I taught, and then I was told, my wife tells me there's something we can do alongside teaching. And I said, let's give it a trial. But I'll never forget this. Our first check was so small. It was Kenya shillings 1,362. That is roughly $10. And that is not the money that I had preached. That's not the kind of money I had told my colleague teachers in the staff room, having engaged in an international business. So the check was actually small. And I was feeling like I had been shortchanged. I was wondering, now how comes this is an international business and I am getting $10? And you see, as a teacher by that time, I was getting substantial amount of money. It wasn't bad. And as one of characters in one of the books I taught says, it wasn't enough, but it was always there. So I knew this salary isn't much, but it is there. And then what I have been given wasn't really good enough, so to say. But I continued with the business. And then what did I continue doing? I continued using the product. I got to know the products now. I continued sharing the same products. I would sell to some friends of mine that had some conditions or some that wanted some more energy in their lives. And then I continued telling other people. Of course, I started with my colleague teachers in the staff room, those that believed my story. I started telling other people about this business and how they could join. And some joined me. And guess what? My second check was 29,538. Roughly, those are $300. That was good amount of money because that money was more than my net. Most of us that have been in employment know the difference between the gross salary and the net. You know, that was more than my net. I was really excited, really excited. I was so happy that there was something else I could do apart from teaching, adjectives and nouns and still get money. Because for me, that was new. That was something, that I could get money and I'm not holding a piece of chalk. It was really encouraging. And guess what I did? I intensified what I was doing. But apart from that, I did something else that is called training. And I started doing now, I started getting the intense training on this business. I continued reading books on this because I realized that if I were to get deeper, I needed to really get to know. Because I realized some people that are very casual on our business, they don't read, they don't study, they don't get deeper into the business, into the industry, and they end up saying, oh, I couldn't do the business, only to realize later they actually never got the information. So what I did, I intensified in the learning, in the training. And guess what happened? My check went higher and higher. And I remember my that check went to 60,948. That is roughly $600. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that is good money. It was bordering my gross salary. And I was so really excited. And I said, wow, if it can work this way, then I need to get it deeper and deeper. And I did that. At one particular time, I will never forget, because the check went on growing. At one particular time, The company paid me 405,000 Kenya shillings. That is roughly um, uh, 4,000 US dollars. That was good money. In fact, in Kenya, if you're not looking for a new car, that can buy you a car. And when you give me 400,000 Kenya shillings in 1 month, and it is not a loan, you can be certain I was overjoyed. I was really excited, and I was so happy to get the release, to get the knowledge that I do not have to. And I respect employment. But for me, I was kind of a captive. I was feeling like if I was to survive in this world, I had to be employed by someone telling me do this and do that. And I should tell you this. When I came over to Rocho Girls, I happened to find a bigger school than I was teaching in the former station. And what happened is that the work intensified. And I remember because there was a small stretch between the road and where the school was, sometimes unconsciously, I would actually run, literally, as in running. You know, Kenyans, we are known for running. But you would find me running in the morning. And at some point, I started asking myself, now I'm running. I am almost getting to 40 years. I ran in primary school. I ran in secondary school. University, I ran when I wanted. Now I am running and I am going to the workplace. And I realized there was a form of slavery that was creeping into my life. And I did not want to age running. So that I'm running for my survival. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, for me, this business gave me what we call freedom. The joy of getting to know that I can wake up and do my own program, and that by the end of the month, I'll be paid. For me, that is a great relief. And then on top of that, the ability to help other people do the same. Because apparently in our business, even if you're such a champion, if you cannot duplicate yourself, you are not going very far. So I also got an opportunity of duplicating myself into other people. And over time, I have actually witnessed people come into the business and I duplicate myself into them, and they do the same to other people. And let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, it has been exciting to get to know the nature of the business I'm in. And as I come to the conclusion, I should also mention this. I had never seen the inside of an aeroplane before this business. You know, I had taught girls that were working. Apparently, I had taught in girls' schools throughout. And some of the girls I taught were, and some are still today, working with airlines. But the teacher that taught them about, English, I mean, especially the English language, telling them the differences between adjectives and adverbs, had never seen the inside of an airplane. So when I came over to this business, guess what? I was told to look for a passport because we would start traveling. I'll never forget, our first flight was to Sun City in South Africa. It was such a great moment for me. It was so moving that I could get a chance to get into a plane together with my wife, Purity. It was really exciting. And we went to Sun City. And then after that one, we went for Ruby orientation. I don't think I don't know which one came earlier or the other, but you just get to know. We went for Ruby orientation. That is in the outskirts of Johannesburg. That is in Santon. Santon. I was really excited. We were in Cape Town. Later, we went to Mauritius. And let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, it has been so exciting. Today, when I see our president team members in Barcelona, it is so exciting to me because I am getting to know one of these days I'm actually becoming a president team member. And guess what? I will be joining such movements, such trips. And I'm really looking forward. And then, so I got a chance to get into airplanes. And on top of that now, I got a chance to, of course, develop other people as I have put it. And then lastly, the business I'm involved in has no ceiling. Now, while teaching, in teaching, we have, of course, even in other areas of employment, we have what we call ceiling. Ceiling as in an area you cannot pass. If you're in a certain job group, regardless of how hard you would work, you cannot go beyond that. So that is your salary. Whatever you do, as long as you are within that job group, that is your salary. Now, the beauty with Neolife is this. I realized I could sign my own check. Like I would say, I would set my own goals at the beginning of the month and say, at the end of this month, I want to earn 400,000. Nobody will tell me it is not possible. Nobody will tell me I can't get that money. The only thing I would be told is go to work. Find out how you're going to use the product, how you're going to share the product, how you're going to share this opportunity. Make sure you train and read more. And that is it. And there I would actually get my check of 400,000 plus. And that is really exciting to get to know I can set my own salary, so to say. I can set my own income that I'm going to get at the end of the month. So I'm really excited over this business. And something else is that the business I started in the staff room. In fact, one of my very early friends that I brought in the business was actually a parent. This parent may not have necessarily been a biological parent, but an auntie to a girl I was teaching in Form 2. And guess what? This is none other. A number of you know her, our upcoming president team member, Grace Chege. And you know, I talked to Grace and she came over to the business, and through Grace, and of course, through many other people that I have, but through Grace, we have had a very big team in the US. And this team has touched the UK. It is now virtually going all over the world. In fact, soon she is getting to one of the African countries called Botswana because she already has a team there. And you see what I have realized with this business, it reaches a place where you can no longer control it. So now it just go beyond, you know, the small box, what we normally call the small box, and it goes beyond. So I'm looking forward to, I feel like I've just started this business, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. I feel I have so much energy, so much vigor, you know, so much gusto. You know, I feel like I have just started this business because now I know how it goes. I know how it works. And with the great support we are getting from the office, I am really excited about this business. So Pascal, our engineer, I am a man of few words, and I like tonight I'm feeling like there are fewer. So allow me to stop at that and take over, engineer. Asante sana.
All right, thank you very much, Isaac. That was really, really exciting. You know, if I was a guest, I would join the business yesterday, because when I hear the story of Isaac and Purity, simple people who have just built an incredible business because of just the faith that they had and the hard work they've been doing. In fact, something he said that really resonates with me, when Betty came back from the meeting and I asked her, what do you think about the business? She said, I don't understand everything, but I think it's something we can do. So I really relate with that. And for all the guests who are here today, I don't think you should wait to understand everything. You will understand the business as we go along. And that is what makes the business very, very exciting for me. As Isaac said, Betty and I have been in the business for 26 years. And every day I attend a presentation like this one, I feel I'm starting the business anew. And that is what makes the business really incredible. One of the things the company has done is to take advantage of technology. If you want to start your business, once you start your business, if you want to order the products, you can order them online. If you want to register and build a team, you can do that online. Once you register, the company creates for you a specialized website which you can refer your prospects and customers to. It's called your back office to monitor and manage your business. Training is done locally and internationally online. For example, this presentation today, we've got people from more than 8 different countries attending this meeting. Delivery of products, the company contracts courier companies in every market we do business. Payment is done by online or mobile transfer. If you want to buy products, or when the company is paying bonuses at the end of the month or commissions, it's done by electronic funds transfer and mobile money. So the company has taken advantage of the technology to make the business much more efficient. One of the things that Isa spoke about is traveling, attending meetings, conventions. For example, this year on the 27th of August, we had distributors from the whole of East Africa meeting in Tanzania, in Dar es Salaam. That is a convention. In Southern Africa, we met in Pretoria on the 20th of August to share success. We had people from Namibia, Botswana, Lesotho, Swaziland, Mozambique, South Africa, people who meet and share their. People from Namibia had hired buses to travel over 1,600 kilometers to attend this convention. That's how seriously people take this business. What do you need to get started in the business? First, as soon as you've made a decision, speak to your sponsor, that is the person who invited you for this presentation, fill the application form, pay your registration amount. In South Africa is between 830 and 2,810. In Kenya is 7,620 or 9,280. In Nigeria is 20,600 or 26,500 naira. In Tanzania is 145,400 or 178,400 Tanzania shillings. In Uganda is 211,000 or 251,000 Uganda shillings. In these 4 markets, Kenya, Nigeria, Tanzania, Uganda, there's going to be a price increase from the 15th of October. So if you're a guest, make up your decision to join before then. Otherwise, you'll pay the new starter kit. In USA, $75 US. In Sweden is 930 Swedish krona. Italy is 64 euros. Ghana is 448 Ghanaian cedis or 715. In Cameroon is 52,000 or 65,000 francs CFA. So this is what you need to start your business. But the first thing you remember is this: success always begins with a decision. Think about this. Isaac and Puritan Ndungu, if they hadn't decided those 8 years ago to start the business, they wouldn't have enjoyed what they are enjoying now. So the success begins with a decision. Number 2, you need to know what you want. What is your dream? What is it that you want to do? What have you been prevented from achieving? But because you haven't had sufficient income, you haven't achieved your dreams or to do what you always wanted to do. The next thing you need to do, you need to be teachable. You need to find out what do you need to learn, what skills do you need to develop to become a successful business person. Number 3 is just hard work. It takes discipline, it takes guts, it takes persistence, it needs patience. You need to be patient first and foremost with yourself. You need to be patient with the person who brought you to the business. You need to be patient as you start growing a team with the people who were in your team. The 4th is you need to have faith in yourself, faith in your sponsor, faith in the company, faith in the things that you're doing, that this business is worthwhile. Once you have this going for you, nothing will stop you from becoming successful. What is next? The next thing is go back to the person who invited you. They will show you the path of becoming successful. They give you all the forms to fill. They'll get you started. They take you through the orientation. They'll support you to build a business, because this business is designed with a very simple principle. For you to succeed, you need to help others succeed first. If you do, the more people you help become successful, the more successful you become yourself. So ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you very much for spending your evening with us. May God expand your lives until all your dreams are fulfilled. So I will hand over back to Paul to close our meeting. Oh, sorry, to Alan to close our meeting. Alan, thank you so much for hosting our meeting today, and I appreciate the work that you do. Thank you and good night.
Good night.
Good night, Isaac.